This week in social skills, we're going to be talking about topics that are parts of working with other people. So our goal at the end of the week is to have skill steps that we can use when we are working or playing or interacting with other people. Today we are talking about letting others go first. Sometimes we're not always going to be the first one to get a snack or to get dinner or to get lunch or to get called on or even to be the first in line or to play with a ball at recess. And that is okay. It is important to sometimes let other people go first. This might mean letting someone else in your group give the answer even though you want to. Or it could mean letting a classmate go in front of the line if you were there the day before. It is polite and others will think it is nice if you let other people go first. Sometimes you might want to go first, but it helps to remember to do the right thing. Letting others go first shows you are a good friend and that you are patient. But if you really want to go first and you want to talk to your friend about it, there's fair ways to figure out who will go first and who will go second. Well, we'll talk about that later. Now we're going to read a social story about going first and letting others go first.
It's okay to be first, last, or in between. In school, we line up a lot. We line up to go places. We line up to wash our hands. We line up to get our lunch. We line up to talk to our teacher. There are so many lines. I really like to be first in line. I like to lead the class and get places first. Everybody likes to be first in line. Sometimes I'm not the first one in line. Sometimes other people get a turn to be first in line. My friends like to be first in line, too. It's okay to be in the middle of the line or last in line. We have to take turns being first. When I am not first in line, I will try not to get mad or sad because I know that I will be first in line another time. When it's time to go to the carpet, I like to be first. I like to be the first one there and sit on my spot. Sometimes I am not the first one there. It's okay not to be first because my teacher will always make sure I get a good spot to sit. When my teacher says it's time to go to the carpet, I will try to stay safe and not run. I'll take my time and get there when I get there. There will always be a spot for me on the carpet. My teacher asks a lot of questions. I always like to answer them. Sometimes my teacher calls on me first. I like when that happens because I like to tell her what I am thinking. My friends also like to be called on first. My teacher can't call on me first all the time because she has to call on my friends too. I will try not to be mad when my teacher doesn't call on me first because I know she will call on me again another time. Sometimes my teacher won't call on me at all. I don't like when that happens. My teacher has a lot to teach me every day. Sometimes there's just not enough time for her to call on everybody who raises their hand. Sometimes she doesn't call on my friends. Sometimes she doesn't call on me. It's okay for my teacher not to call on me because she will call on me another time. There will be many times this year that my teacher will call on me. I will try not to get mad when my teacher does not call on me. When I go home, sometimes I'm not first either. When we eat dinner, my mom gives my little brother food first. Sometimes he is crying because he is hungry. Even if he is not crying, he is smaller than me and is learning to be as patient as me. That's okay, because I know Mom will get me food to eat too. When I play with my friends, they get really excited and take the ball first. Then they pass it all around. Sometimes I don't go first, second, or third. But that's okay. Not going first sometimes is what it means to play with your friends. But sometimes I really want to go first. So me and my friends play rock, paper, scissors to decide who goes first. That's a fair way to figure it out.
That story talks about all the different times in a day that you might not go first. It talked about situations at school and at home. But it also showed you a good strategy for deciding with your friends if you can go first. Let's talk about strategies now. If more than one person in a group wants to go first, there are a couple ways to solve that problem. You could think of your friend and let them go first, or you can have someone else pick a number between 1 and 10, and then both of you pick another number. For example, if you came up to me with a friend and you said, "Miss Vorwick, can you pick a number between 1 and 10?" I would think of it really hard in my head, and then I would tell you both to pick a number. Let's say you picked 5 and your friend picked 2. The number I thought of was 7. Since you were closest, that means you get to go first. You could roll a die and see who gets the higher number. You could make a deal and say, "I'll go first this time and you go first next time." Or you could do something like play rock, paper, scissors and see who wins to get to go first. These are all really good strategies to pick who goes first because they are fair. It doesn't mean that you're asking your best friend who should go first and they pick you because you're their best friend. And it doesn't mean that one of you gets to decide who to go first. It puts it all out there and it's just fate. Whoever goes first is who goes first, and it's completely fair. So those are good strategies to use if you and your friend are arguing about who goes first. But at the end of the day, if someone is being really, really stubborn and they're not letting you go first, sometimes it's best to just let a friend go first. Let's talk about the skill steps for letting others go first.
If you are upset that someone else is going first, or you are going first and someone else is upset, here are some good skill steps to follow. 1. Ask them if it is okay if you go first. 2. If they are angry or upset, try a strategy, like rock, paper, scissors, picking a number, or making a deal. If they continue to be upset, or you already went first recently, maybe it's best to let somebody else go first.
I'm going to practice some examples. I have a partner, and both of us get to the pencil sharpener at the same time. What can I do? Well, since we're in class and it's not really urgent, and I'll probably get to sharpen my pencil after they're done, I'll probably just let my partner go first. I keep raising my hand to answer a science question since I know them all. But I don't keep getting called on. What can I do? Well, I can keep raising my hand, and my teacher will know that I know the answer, but she'll probably keep calling on other people to make sure all my classmates know the answers too. I'm sure that if nobody else really knows the answer, and she hasn't called on me in a while, she'll call on me. I was in the front of the lunch line yesterday, and I got here really fast to be in the front of the lunch line today. But my classmate behind me is really upset, and he wanted to be in the front. I think it would be okay if I went second today, because I went first yesterday. Me and my friend both want to present our projects at the same time. We really want to go first. And I really want to go first because I'm very proud of my project. I think I'll ask the teacher if we can play rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first. That seems fair since we both really want it. That is the end of our lesson, and I'll see you all tomorrow.